Hi, I'm Greg.
I'm Shelly. And together we're Dave's Great Adventure.
Yeah. In today's video, we're going to share with you the first part of our journey to South Dakota and back.
Yes.
We kind of chose to take this voyage 4 to 6 weeks right after selling the house and moving and doing all that stuff. Just because we needed
vacation.
a vacation more than than a full-time journey or whatever. And
we knew we'd be coming back, so we knew that if any major things happened or anything with the RV, because we were not familiar with it yet, because we had only had it like 3 weeks, that we could take care of those things when we came back, because we were going to be home for a couple weeks before we took off.
Yeah, but we knew we wanted to. We stayed in some local campgrounds for like a week before this, but really to get it on the road, going down the road, the truck pulling it, and doing all those things with the option, where we're coming back, where we're going to be back in that Wenatchee area for 4 to 6 weeks before we headed out again, that we could take care of anything that came up.
Right.
So that was kind of our safety net thing, to make sure everything went well. This first part on this video, we'll be kind of reviewing from Wenatchee to, where was it?
Buffalo, Wyoming.
Wyoming. And so this first part of that video, we went from Wenatchee to our first night boondocking.
Yep.
At Post Falls, Idaho, at a Cabela's.
Yep, stayed in a Cabela's parking lot, which was great. Nice and quiet. We had a nice grassy area. I don't know that I have videos of the grassy area that we were by, but
yeah. And then that evening there was like 3 of us.
Right.
And woke up in the morning and there was about 15.
Yeah.
Pulled in there. So
popular place.
It was nice. And then from there we headed down into Idaho to Clearwater, KOA.
Yes, it was in Kamaya, Idaho. Beautiful drive.
Yeah.
And beautiful area. And we stayed there, I think it was 5 nights, maybe a full week, I don't remember.
Yeah, we also got to try out the truck. There's a grade that you drop down when you're coming from the north. There you drop down into, I think, Livingston,
right,
Idaho. That I think it's a 7 or 8% grade for like 12 miles. I think there's 12 emergency runaway vehicle ramps, even, but basically with that truck
is.
Our truck's a 2016 GMC dually Duramax 1-ton 3500, but we basically right at the top, I just manually geared it down in 3rd or 4th, can't remember which, but just put the exhaust brake on and went down the hill at 35 miles an hour, never touched the brake once.
Yeah,
all the way down.
It was awesome.
That truck just right on down. Did great. So I was really impressed with that exhaust brake and the system, and it handled well.
Yep.
But then we went to, like I said, that KOA. There, I think there's photos of me getting in and out of the truck. I put on our tire pressure monitoring system.
TPMS. Yep.
That we have on the trailer and on the truck. So it monitors all the pressure on the tires, and that's a great thing to have if you don't have it. Maybe we'll put a link in the video where we got ours from Techno RV. They do a great job.
Yep.
And then from there we went up Highway 12, which was an experience in itself. Beautiful drive, but very tight, very narrow. A little nerve-wracking with some of the wide loads coming down at you. Those times I didn't think we were going to make it.
Yeah.
I thought I couldn't go anywhere because the river was to my right, but we made it, obviously.
Yeah.
But we were there up to Missoula.
Yeah, we stayed our first Harvest Host, and we'll put a link to Harvest Host down below also. If you don't know what that is, it is a membership that you join, and I think it's around $70 a year. You can stay at different farms, breweries, wineries, museums, all kinds of things free. Some will have hookups, most do not have, electrical. Most don't, so you're going to be boondocking, be aware of that. But
and then you're asked, just to support the business, to tell them, and it's a thank you.
Yeah.
Like we went in and we bought a $5 taster flight.
4 or 5 beers.
It was like 4 or 5 beers.
Pretty good size
for $5.
too. I was surprised.
And then we ended up, we liked them, so we bought a 6-pack. So in fact, I think I just used the last one the other day. So we're not big drinkers, but we enjoyed it.
So it was Big Sky Brewing in Missoula, Montana.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And I
They
have
actually
some
do
pictures in there of them.
during the summer months, because we were there just after that ended. But they actually do concerts.
Huge.
They have a big concert field,
yeah.
all this stuff, grassy area that they do concerts in, big stage.
Yeah.
Because we actually park right behind where the stage is.
Yeah. They
which
have
is
a
real
big parking lot, so they have quite a bit of room
Yeah.
for RVs.
There's probably
Boondock, yeah.
4 or 5 other.
Yeah,
rigs
while we were
around
there that
Yeah.
one night.
And then from there, we traveled on to Livingston Valley, KOA.
Yep, Paradise Valley.
Paradise
in
Valley,
Livingston.
yeah, in Livingston. There we go. There in Montana. And so we will get to the video.
Yeah. Okay, so you got the panel. I missed that part.
Oh, just screws there. Behind this here to your left. It's the front one. You know, you just have to
Pull this.
The problem is you'd have to take the whole thing down. Or cut a hole in it.
Yeah, if you knew where it went.
Well, it'd be in this.
So where's it wet? Right here?
Well, there's just wet right here, so I don't know if it was just...
Probably drippage from the rain.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
I don't know. I mean, it could have come in from the door and it ran back in there or something.
Yeah, because this is wet right here.
That's where the other side is wet. Was there too. And this side could have just dripped and went down the rail.
Probably. Oh, yeah, I got water.
Yep.
Is it stinky water?
This water.
trying to take that end off of the protective panel underneath, so hopefully he can access the cable, because it wasn't down on this end.
Oh, there's some sticky stuff.
Oh, that's good. Still can't see it?
It's what about your head?
Of course. So you were almost
Right
there.
in the middle.
Because you were torn off to here. Once we got to the Livingston campground, the KOA there at Paradise Valley, I came in like normal to set up, and we started calling things, making sure there's no collateral damage. I don't know why, but that's the term I started using every time we open, because as you learn to RV and as you are traveling, you will find things fall, you learn what you need to secure, things break sometimes, you figure out what you need to fix. So this time, I walked in and looked around, and the living room looked good. Everything looked fine in the kitchen, and I looked in our bedroom, and our cabinet, our TV is in a cabinet, and the cabinet fell. It was laying across the
bed.
across the dresser and onto the bed. And it's like, oh my goodness. So I went and told Greg, I think you need to come in here.
Yeah, I was out doing the setup, and so I walk in there, and of course the bedroom has a slide where the bed actually slides out. So when it slides in, it's right, the bed pushes up against the bottom of the dresser.
Right.
So the top mirror cabinet, which we'll show you here in a second, what it looks like, but that had actually come off the dresser and out off the wall, was laying on the bed.
Yeah.
Luckily the bed was up against it, so that's where it kind of came down. And the TV had kind of vibrated. That's behind that. It's kind of behind a one-way mirror.
Right.
But that had kind of vibrated out from the wall and come loose. So
I don't know. I don't remember if the road was really.
yeah, there was. It was that.
Was there?
I
was trying to
Interstate
remember.
90 is that
Yeah.
cement, and the thing is that crazy through
Vibration.
Montana. You'll
Yeah.
hear here in our stories, but there in Wyoming and even South
yeah.
Dakota, when you go over an overpass. Some reason they don't line up, and so the
Yeah.
ones that the overpass maybe is high, it's not so bad when you hit it. It just makes a loud bang,
Right.
But then you hit the other side where the road's low, and it's just kind of wham,
Yeah.
and it just shakes the whole trailer, but it's just part of it. They say, pulling a trailer, the trailer goes through like, it's
An
going through an earthquake every time it moves. So anyway, with that, I know how to secure things, so I'll figure it out. So, unfortunately, the manufacturer, they just use little screws, lightweight, little, thin screws, try to hold these things in.
Or staples.
Or staples that don't even,
Small nails. Yeah.
Anyway, so I got some, very large screws, diameter wise and all that stuff, and then I also got regular bolts, carriage bolts, and drilled out the holes in that mirror and in the cabinet, and so now it is bolted to the dresser, and it is screwed in with some heavy duty screws into the wall.
So
and it's tight now.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. If any of you have a destination, Winnebago destination 39FB that has the same, I think a lot of destinations have that same
dresser. With a mirror cabinet.
Yeah, and you're
with
having an
TV.
issue with it, let us know.
And I'll tell you
email
what I
us.
did.
Yeah, and Greg can kind of walk you through what he did, because it's great now. It doesn't move at all, And a matter of fact, we've had to take it down once because we bought a different TV than was in there.
Yeah, they didn't put smart TVs in these things.
Yeah. So we wanted a Samsung smart TV. So we took it back down, put it back on, and it's great. So
Yeah.
good fix.
So that's what happened there. And then as the video ended, I think you kind of saw where I was dealing with what we thought was a broken valve cable for the gray water tank. For the this trailer has 2 gray water tanks, 2 black water tanks, and then of course 1 freshwater tank.
Right.
But when we got here, I hooked it up, and of course, you know, when we hook up, I pull the gray tank valves to just leave them draining. You know, we just let them drain.
Open.
So until we, like, if I'm going to clean out the black tanks, then I'll close them and get some built up in there to help flush the hoses afterwards, doing the black tanks. But so I opened them up and everything, and I went in and I just double checked the tanks on the meters because we had been, you know, boondocking before that, and I was just curious to make sure everything's good. And it showed like 2/3 full on this gray tank that I've got the valve open. I went out and I double checked. No, the valve's open. So of course we have walkie-talkie. So I radioed to Shell and I says, "Can you check the gray tank?" And it still showed 2/3 full. And I went, "Oh, great!" I kept pulling in and out the valve, you know, cable on the outside, and it's still 2/3. Nothing, and yet nothing was coming out. The hose at that point, and because I didn't really pay attention when I first did it.
And keep in mind, we're newbies.
Yeah.
We're newbies. So we're figuring this out.
So the only thing in my mind went, because I've heard the horror stories of those cables breaking,
Yeah.
was it broke, you know, at the valve, so I wasn't able to open. So then I'm trying to figure out, okay, where exactly is, because it's all sealed under there, where is this upper gray tank? And so that's why I started with trying to just remove some walls to see if I could see down from the top to see where it was. Couldn't really tell where it was for sure, so I just started taking the under sealed off and
Yeah. Underbelly seal, I think they call
belly,
it.
whatever, and I started at one end and it wasn't there, so I started at the other end, and of course it wasn't there, it was right in the middle. So you ended up having to take the whole thing down, and of course I found the cable, went up to it, and had Shelly pull back and forth, and I could see the thing opening and closing, and it's like, you can't see that in the video because she was working and I was underneath, so we couldn't really videotape that. But it's obvious it was working fine.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and check the gauge. Well, now it shows empty. These gauges just arbitrarily show whatever they feel like showing, even in the gray ones. I understand the black, but the gray ones. So we've found out is we just have defective gauges. They just really don't read accurate.
We don't trust
we
them.
ignore them.
Yeah.
And just check it ourselves. But then in order to refasten all that underbelly, I didn't have red caulking and all that stuff to seal it up. So we had to drive all the way to Bozeman, which was like 60, 70 miles away. Because nowhere in town there had anything like that.
Right.
So we drove back in there, and that's where I got all the hardware to fix the cabinet.
Right. Right.
We also stopped by a GM dealership to get, because we only had one set of keys in the truck.
I forgot about that.
That's it. We didn't have a spare. So we called them and they said, "Oh,
That's not a good idea, especially on the road."
So we had them fix that and do new fobs and all that stuff for the truck. So
Now we have 3.
you know, take care of that stuff. But anyway, we fixed that up and we learned about the rig, and that's part of this lifestyle. Is you need to be open to not getting so flustered. Of course, you see me there mumbling because I realized that I'm going to have to get underneath the trailer, and I'm a big guy, so getting down underneath stuff is not my favorite thing in the world to do.
Fun.
Crawling around the rocks.
No.
And then on top of it off, I hooking up the water, there was some wasps right there, and I got bit by a wasp on the arm doing that. But then I was down when I was working on it on the rocks laying around there, and come to find out, we didn't realize it till a few days later. Because I kept scratching at it, but I got bit by a spider, and my whole leg swelled up.
Oh,
I was miserable,
and it was infected. And thank goodness, Marlene Peterson, thank you so much.
Yeah, we
She's
had some friends back home. We sent pictures to her, and she goes, "Oh my goodness, get them on some Benadryl quick."
I didn't even think of that. So keep that in your cabinet.
So we went and bought some Benadryl, and I took doses of that. Of course, that wiped me out. But it basically within a week or two, it was gone and done. But yeah, my leg was warm to the touch. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
So just be careful out there. You need to carry that stuff with you when you're out on the road. You know, Benadryl, of course, makes sense. That way, if you have a reaction, you can take at least that to help.
Right.
So that's kind of where it ended up there at the Livingston Paradise Valley. And then the next part of the video, we travel on from there to Buffalo, Wyoming.
Yes.
And
we stay at Deer Park RV Park, or Deer Park Camping, I think they call it. Cute little park. I did a review on it that I had on that I put on Facebook and Instagram, so we won't show that whole review. I'll just show a little piece of it, show you our site there.
But if you're interested in that, let us know and we can direct you to it.
Yeah.
And that way you can watch it. It was a good campground.
Yeah. Maybe I'll put a link to that down below.
Yeah, we can
see if I can do that. Figure it out.
So, but anyway, we'll show you that video and we'll see you in a bit.
Okay.
So this is the dresser that we have in our bedroom, and then it has the cabinet above it with the mirror, and that actually the TV, we have it on just in the background there.
Yeah, so you can
it's actually a little bigger screen than what's showing there, but kind of give you an idea. It actually comes through that one-way mirror. You can see Shelly in the background there, but that was actually over here on the bed. The bed actually closes up and comes up against the dresser.
Yeah.
So there's no gap there when we're traveling down the roads, luckily. But that had actually come completely off and down onto the bed. And then the TV that's behind the cabinet was hanging out on the dresser.
It's on a bracket.
It's on a wall mount type bracket. But even the bracket was loose and hanging.
Something else.
Oh,
there it goes. So when we got to Deer Park, I did my normal go inside and check and look for collateral damage, and sure enough, there were a couple things. The shade over the dining little table that we have, and then over our living room couch at the back of the rig, the whole thing had come down. Not only the shade, but we have blockout blinds, roller blinds, which are really nice. I love them. They work great. But they have a really heavy bracket.
Well, it's a mechanism that holds the rollers.
Yeah.
So there's two rollers. There's one for basically it's a
shade.
Filtering shade.
Yeah, like a screen.
Yeah, like a screen, a thick screen that we have down now that kind of takes some of the bright light out.
Right.
And then there's also a roll that you pull down that's actually the
blackout
type.
Yeah.
But they're heavy. They really are heavy.
Right.
And I'll show you best we can, but
his fix.
You know what? Well, my fix, but also kind of explain to you if you have these rollers and they haven't broken yet, and you get down on some of these roads that are just these cement banging, bouncing, very well could, because the brackets that are mounted to the trailer wall that have arms that come out, they just have teeth that kind of grip these roller brackets that are just pot metal, so they're going to snap, and crack or break, and so that's what happened to these. And I come up with another redneck fix, but they are we haven't had issue at all with them.
We thought maybe this would just be a temporary fix, and we'd look for new ones, new brackets and everything. But then he discovered, like he said, they were pot metal, so it's like, this is working.
You spend all the money on these
sturdier
new ones, and their pot metal is going to break again. So I just did this fix, and I went around to all of them except for the smaller ones. That really, I don't think they'll have that same torque and pressure to them, or stress to them. But I did the same fix to all of them. So what else did we find when you opened the door?
Yes, and then not only were the shades down, and I was like, oh man, okay. And then I looked. When I was looking at the back one back here at the back of the rig, I noticed that the cabinet above the shades and up on the wall, the back window, the bottom of the cabinet was falling out. And it's like, you got to be kidding. So. And
we got to looking at it, and it's just, there's a little, maybe 1x1, if that 3/4 by 3/4, piece of wood that's on the inside they've got screwed to the trailer wall.
Right.
But then they just have these thin staples coming from the bottom, holding that 1/4 inch piece of wood to that wood. Well, the staples, there's no even ridges in the staples. They're just So any type of pressure, you know, kind of, and the whole, of course, the back of the trailer is where, you know, does
Right.
this, but it just pulled all the staples out. So they were just, you know, it was down like that far on the wall.
We didn't even have that much
No,
stuff in them.
we
It
just put
wasn't
nice
like,
stuff out there. So.
yeah, it wasn't like they were
So
overcrowded and heavy at all.
So we did a fix to it, which
Yeah.
we ended up basically, we just took everything out of it for then, and we fixed it down the road. But I'll while we're showing that, you know, I'll kind of tell you what I did to fix it. But we didn't fix it then. We fixed it actually a few weeks later when I remembered to get the stuff I needed to fix it.
Right.
So I just kept forgetting to get the
Yeah, and
the screws
basically
and stuff.
we just had our cameras up there and a few other things. So we just stored them somewhere else for then.
Yep.
So no worries, and basically it's fixed now. We're
Yep,
good.
fixed, solid now. It's not coming down, but we
No.
still don't put heavy stuff
No.
up there. So just because that is the worst place in the trailer for bouncing. So here we're going to show you one of the back window shades and deals, but this is the cabinet that's up above
I'm gonna show 'em
the
here.
back and stuff like that. Well, basically what we did is, you can see right up against the back here against the wall, that came down. It dropped down, and if you notice,
It was
now there's
almost
screws.
down to here.
Yeah, it actually fallen all the way down against the balance there. So basically I have a rubber mallet and some wood, and before I hammered it up, I actually, on the inside, I put glue, some caulking adhesive, all the way down on the inside of the cabinet on that board that's in there, and then we hammered up with block of wood and that mallet, hammered those staples back up into the wood with that adhesive, and then I put screws about every 1.5 feet
Right.
through this paneling into that wood to help secure it up. So that's how I fixed that. And I just bought them at like Ace Hardware. You can get the bronze colored screws so they don't look, you know, because I've got the bronze, you know, brown colored trim. But anyway, the balance we can kind of show here.
Take it down.
Oh, just do one side. You get one side off.
Yep.
So we just show you on one. So basically, you see this roller. It's a double roller. Well, this bracket right here, see, it holds on with these teeth. Well, they're just pot metal, so they just break. So what I did is I took this heavy duty zip tie, and I did it over at an angle around, you know, crossways around the bracket that's bolted to the wall, and then also the bracket that holds the rollers up, and zip tied it up tight. And you know, Shelly held it up tight, and I zipped it up real tight. And so I went ahead and did it on every one of them, as you can see. Let it get focused here. There we go. On all of these long ones, and zipped it up, and we haven't had any issue at all.
Yep.
And we've driven, man, I don't know, I added up how many thousand miles. I think 3,000 or 4,000 more miles since then. So, but anyway, that was our fix to those. I didn't worry about these narrower ones, just because there's not as much weight and torque on those things. But I did all these bigger ones.
We have a really nice pull-through spot. They're nice and grassy and pretty private. It has a nice pool, which is already closed, but it's really nice and clean. The name Deer Park is true. They have quite a few deer that kind of hang out here. Yesterday we saw a mama and her 2 babies. It was really sweet. a walk with Boo Boo is like a treasure finding or fact finding trip. He's so cute.
Appreciate you guys sticking around, checking it out, and I'm sure we probably have a few bloopers, so we'll probably have them
Out of this?
out of this somewhere
Yes.
in life. You know, I always joke, somebody commented that they really enjoyed the bloopers, and I said, you know, anything with me in it or has something to do with me, we'll have bloopers, because I try to have a good time in life, and we're fine with showing that. If you guys have any questions, any comments, we'd love to have them. We'd love to have you guys subscribe. It is free, and just follow along on our journey, our great adventure.
Yeah.
And if they like the video, what should they do?
Thumbs up.
And if they don't,
Well,
stick it in your ear. No, I'm just
no,
kidding.
you can give a thumbs down. But
Thumbs down. But,
if you give a thumbs down, tell us why.
Tell us why.
Tell us what we
can
need to
be
do.
doing better? The other thing you can do too is click that bell button, and that way when we do post a new video, like I said, we're going to try and do them once a week. We're shooting for Sundays, but they might end up being Mondays with our travels, but we'll see. But then we'll do some bonus ones every so often, here and there, and that way you get notified of those.
Hey, and not only that, those of you that don't know Greg yet very well, he's looking at me like, oh no, what are you going to say? He is a fantastic cook, and so we will have some cooking videos. He's kind of leery about doing it, so encourage him.
Well, she gets mad at me because I don't use recipes. So if you guys are looking for like how much was that, I don't do that. So I guess maybe you'll just meet up and you'll have me cook that thing for you. Then you can
true.
You can figure it out or something. I don't know. But
we will be doing some cooking videos.
Made some pretty good ribs the other day, huh?
Yes, I
didn't even have a smoker. I like to. That's why I like my Traeger's back home.
In our Ninja Foodie. Awesome.
So
anyway,
we'll do a list of our items that we have and not must-haves, but we haves. we have. We'll call them what we have.
Yeah.
And, go along
all
with
the
that.
things.
That'll be one of those bonus videos down the road here.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
But we'd love to have you come along. Again, do some comments. We will be in Quartzsite this week, meeting up with some other YouTubers and other friends.
Yeah, we're so excited.
And we're excited about that. And then we head making our way towards Texas.
Yep.
Making some stops along the way. Looking forward to those places. Harvest Host and some other places.
Yeah.
Checking out
San Antonio.
On the road.
So don't forget, every day's a gift.
So don't count your days, but make your days count.
So we will
see you soon.
Bye. Live. Okay, we're gonna do our thing.
Do our thing.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Greg. No, I do it to the camera.
This jacket's too heavy, huh?
Might be.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Kinda gotta go there. I think it's more centered.
Okay. Should I move that plant?
No.
Go.
Go where? Where are we going? Get her done.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Greg.
I'm Shelly. And together
we're
These Great Adventures.
Try to get.
Okay. Okay.
In today's video, we're going to be going over. That's all, folks.
You want me to say it?
Yeah, you say it.
Okay. The beginning of our trip, right after we sold our house, kind of our maiden voyage, and the reasons that we didn't need reasons. Not the reasons that we went. Okay. On today's video, we're going to go over our
Okay, on today's video, we're going to be going over.
Wait, say it again because I had my eyes shut. So, don't forget, every day is a gift. And
Just kidding. Go ahead and say it.
he's trying to make bloopers here.
No. I blanked for a minute. Where is she going? But we're just doing our clothing. Okay.
And then we'll say,
yeah.
see you soon.
Okay.
Okay.